Here's a short but clear list of goals on a young man's refrigerator: finish commercial license, finish degree, get a job. These were Zachary's goals in 2018, all achievable, except that they were never achieved. Zachary was killed in an airplane crash, the same flight that was to give him his flying license. Hello, I'm Tej, and today I begin this episode with sadness, but shall end with hope. Tailwinds of Hope nonprofit was created to honor the memory of Zachary Capra, a future commercial airline pilot. Zachary was killed April 4, 2018, when the small engine plane he was flying crashed just after takeoff in Daytona Beach, Florida, while he was conducting his final check ride to obtain his commercial pilot's license. On that clear morning, just shortly after takeoff, the left wing separated from the aircraft and crashed in an open field. The Federation Aviation Administration examiner, John Asma, also perished in this crash. Zachary's memory has been kept alive in the various forms by his family and friends. Today I have John Capra, father, with me today. Welcome, John.
Thank you for having me, Tej.
John, I have no words to say to you. I can only offer to hear about Zachary and his good soul.
Well, thanks for that. And that's one of the reasons why we started the foundation is to keep that memory alive, his spirit, and pass that spirit on to other people that were seeking the dreams that he had. And hopefully, with that, with the students that we give scholarships through, that we can live through their dreams as well as like Zach was still alive.
Yeah, I guess that is how the name Tailwinds of Hope.
Yeah, Tailwinds has uh, an aviation background as well. As Zach was on a U.S. carrier, so that has some significance to it too. And then just part of that is hope. We want people that, even though there are bad times and bad things happen, that hope is always the best and always wins out. One of our mottos is that let hope shape your future, not hurt.
Yeah, that is a beautiful line, of course. Uh, Tell us about Zachary. What was he like? Obviously, he loved flying.
He loved flying. He loved being around people. Um, he throughout his youth, he was in all kinds of sports, loved the team aspect, loved being around his friends, loved the competition, but most of all, he loved his teammates and what team meant and what teammates do for each other. And that inspired him, to have those goals of being a commercial pilot since he went, to school, college early, decided that wasn't for him, and he enrolled in the Navy, where he was on the USS Truman and spent two tours in the Persian Gulf. So he was on the deck launching and recovering the aircraft. So he saw, probably over 10,000 landings and takeoffs from that deck. So he definitely picked up inspiration from pilots and the love of flight, watching that day in and day out on a carrier.
Let's talk about the foundation. You have board members, you have family members and friends who are on the board, and they contributed and they wanted to do something in Zach's memory. Is that it?
That's correct. So we originally started um, with the one scholarship, Emory Riddle Aeronautical University, for $15,000 in honor of Zach. When he died, there was quite a few alumni, Riddle alumni, that contributed to the first part of the scholarship, and then we picked it up from there and formed the foundation. And then we eventually added two scholarships from the high school he attended. And then we also added one to Adams State University as he went there for a semester, and then I am a graduate of Adams State University. So we added one there. And then just recently we added two more to the Westminster Public Schools, which are most of our family grew up and went through, and still have friends and family that are parts of that Westminster Public Schools. So right now we're at a total of $27,000 in annual scholarships.
And who are these young? Is it only for young men or women as well who
Now
show?
it's open to everyone. The high schools, we have one at the mountain range that's for anyone pursuing college degree. We also have one that anyone that is pursuing a trade can also apply for a scholarship. And then Westminster Public Schools has two as well. And both those go through interview processes. We probably interview about 10 students each time. And then we have a committee
Okay,
that decides on them. And we've had, a mix of females and males that have won all the scholarships. And it's pretty standard ideas or requirements they need is a certain GPA. Um,
correct.
and then most of it comes down. One of the things that we added was in their final question or essay, they have to write about the foundation and relate it to Zach's story. We
Yeah,
thought that was important because we wanted the students to do some research on where they're getting the scholarship in and what it meant to
so
Zach and the
important.
family.
Yes,
So that's a main determining factor a lot of times in who we get the scholarship to.
right. I noticed on your website you have a number of letters. Are these the letters or the essays that the candidates have written?
So a lot of the letters that we have on the website are inspirational letters. And what we did from the start, every month we picked a family member, friend, previous counselors that have helped us through our grief,
Uh-huh.
volunteer letters to talk about what Zach meant to them, what grief meant to them, anything that inspired them to write a letter about Zach. We did that for the first 2 years. And that's what a lot of those letters are. Because we're not also concerned about, providing scholarships and money to students. We also want to help people with grief. Grief's a
Absolutely.
thing that everyone goes through. And a lot of us aren't very good at it, so we want to help people with that part of the aspect as well.
Yeah. It's a very deep thought, and uh, I would like to appreciate you and the work that you're doing on this public platform. I know it is difficult for you to talk about this, but I need to get this word out to people to understand that Zachary is still alive in everybody's memory, and you are doing all that you can to encourage young talent and make sure that they are following their career and their passions.
Yeah, that is correct, and that's the most important thing to us. That you know, even though we had a loss and it hurts and hurts every day, we have to
Absolutely.
carry on. We have to carry his spirit on because every day, every week, any part of the year, we're hearing stories from his friends that just blow us away on his spirit and his mind and his compassion. And we just wanted to carry that on, and that's what helps us with our grief.
Let's take a break to understand what Chizuba is. Everyone at some point ponders on how this beautiful life can be made more meaningful. Maybe you're a leader trying to enhance your employees' experience at your organization. Or you already work for the community and seek volunteers with state of the art skills to strengthen your nonprofit. Whatever your situation, know that you can make a difference. Chizuba began with this very vision, a vision to facilitate every skill and every passion in the world in meeting a social need. Corporate volunteering has several benefits for both businesses and organizations. In parallel, experienced and enthusiastic volunteers join NGO workers, enabling them to serve the community more effectively. Chizuba offers everyone looking to add purpose and meaning to their lives a chance to connect or volunteer virtually with nonprofit organizations from over 100 countries around the world. Visit www.chizuba.net and explore opportunities to find meaning. Chizuba, your platform to do good. And now, back with our guest.
Right. John, I appreciate what you're sharing. I read something about a golf championship on your website. Uh, Tell us about the golf.
Yes, so the Captain Caps Golf Tournament is named after kind of Zach's Instagram handle. Um, Always the name Capra is always shortened to Cap. I was always called Cap. Zach was always called Cap, and he wanted to be a
Okay.
captain. He wanted to be a captain for the airline, so hence lies his handle, Captain Caps. So we named the golf tournament after him, and we are in our fifth year. We sell out every year. The last 2 years, we've had over 216 golfers, 27 sponsors, raised anywhere from 30 to $42,000 a year. And so
Hmm.
that's our major fundraiser. We have a lot of things out on the course during the day that has reminders of Zach's, the sports he played, some of the aviation themed stuff as well, so that his memory's out there on the course. We have,
Hmm.
um, some universities. Emory Riddle is always there at our golf tournament, and the high schools and everyone that was a part of Zach's life is out there for that day. And we have a theme pretty much every year that kind of, starts to turn off
Do
with
you?
excitement.
Yeah. So the trophies and the prizes also have some sort of, um, you know, you have some memory medal or you have something written on it.
Yes, so we have the Captain Caps logo, which we designed on the big CC, and we give them out to the first, second, third, and also the highest scorers as well. Um, so that means a lot to us, and it's a trophy that kind of lights up. You turn the lights on and it blinks, so it kind of illuminates the CC
Oh,
on.
lovely.
Yes, so it turns out to be it's a nice trophy. We have those donated every year, so it's a special thing that we add. We always, our main theme for all our golfers and sponsors is that we want to add value to what, they give their hard-earned money to us and trust us with that. And we want to reward with them with value, gifts, um, anything that's given from our silent auction and raffles that are donated from local companies. We give back to
Hmm.
those to all of our customers and sponsors.
That is beautiful. I'm sure when some candidate, some person is will reach to some level where they are able to remember, look back on the trophy that they got uh, from these tournaments. They would be having wonderful memories as to their journey of where they started and where they have reached. So here's wishing luck to all those candidates.
That's correct, and that's kind of the main reason why we chose kind of a lighted type trophy, because most trophies get thrown in the corner. Where this one you can put out on a center table, centerpiece, whatever, on a cabinet and light it up, and it kind of reminds you of that day, and it keeps you going forward.
That is amazing. Um, Zachary touched so many lives in a short but impactful life. The fact that there are so many letters that are on your website, the fact that you have trophies and prizes and tournaments to encourage young talent speaks a lot his about him. And your line of "Let your hope, not your hurt, shape your future" truly resonates with many people grieving. Uh, the pain of a loss of a loved one is something that will never go away. It's something that no parent can deal with ever, but it definitely can be reduced by thinking of the happy moments spent together. John, I truly appreciate you sharing this story. I truly appreciate you doing the work that you are doing. And I'd like to say this here on the podcast. Please help with whatever you can by encouraging young talent and do visit their website, Tailwinds of Hope, where John, would you like to share something?
Oh no, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we're honored that you chose us, able to put our story out there. Um, and that is the what drives us is that hope. Everyone heals in a different way, and we're trying to do it in a positive way, and honor Zach. And you can go to our website, and read about everything that we do, our story, our mission, our golf tournament, our inspirational letters. We have resources for all the grief, that you can read about, and you can also donate on there as well. So we really appreciate your time and your compassion, for our mission.
Totally our pleasure to share this. Thank you, John. And on that note of hope, I sign off from this episode. See you all again in the next episode. Till then, goodbye.